And this was me last Christmas doing a rewire of a plant room following some Herbert chucking a bike into this hole and setting light to it. So you had a whole block of flats the week before Christmas being evacuated because someone set light to a bike and damaged 12 armoured cables. UK Power Network came in and pulled the main fuses out and left them cable tied up on site. So I spent the week before Christmas last year re-terminating and jointing them in lockdown London, so there's no toilets. That was lovely fun, I have to say.
So they were owned by UK Power Networks, and
no, because it was in the same room as UK Power Networks and how much damage was done. They got called out by the fire brigade. So the fire brigade came out, put the fire out, UK Power Network came in, saw the damage and just went, no power for you, boof, and took out the whole block of flats. So the Housing Association had to rehome everyone until we got the power back up and running.
And you turned up and put those fuses back in. I know they put the fuses in.
We had to redo the works, test it all, and then give a certificate to UK Power Network before they reconnect it.
I get it, yeah.
And then go through and then find out where we had these connections in the torpedo joints. Because doing torpedo joints without power is a pain in the arse because you don't know if you've got a connection or not. Because you have no access to the flats.
So you've got two jobs, yeah? You're a teacher, and at the weekend you still you're still on the tools.
Every now and again. I try not to be on the tools. I prefer the office work for QS because I'm a lazy. Right, that's all I've got for you guys tonight. Next week we're going to start designing. Okay. So make sure you are going on Canvas and starting to use all the bits on there to revise from. Okay, because it's only about 11 weeks now till your exam. Teaching weeks, that is. Okay. 1st of April, so it's only 11 teaching weeks. So you've got 11 sessions with me before your exam. Okay.
Can you do me a favour? Can you show me the college calendar, please? Do you know, it doesn't make any sense to me. Can you explain it a bit? So, like, when you start for Christmas, I heard it's on the 2nd.
Yeah, so when it's got the number in the right column, so the 11,
Yeah.
that's week 11, and we come back on week 12.
Wait, okay, so 11's in a different colour, yeah?
Yeah.
So week 11
Is beginning of the 6th. So these 3 weeks, we're not in college.
from the 6th to the when?
So we're in this week.
So we come in on the 6th and the 7th.
7th and 8th we come in.
Coming on 7th and 8th, yeah?
We don't come in 14th, 15th.
Right.
The college is actually going to be physically closed.
Well, they're weeks. We come in week 7, week 8, and then it's closed how long?
For 3 weeks.
And we come back on week.
We come back on the 5th of January.
That's our next time, 5th of January.
Sorry, 4th of January, sorry, term begins on that day. Tuesday the 4th of January.
Okay, so if I want to book a holiday at Christmas, I'll book it from.
Between the 14th and the 4th.
Is that the 14th of December, or is that
Yeah, 14th of December.
the 14th of December and the 4th of January?
Yeah. You
Okay.
come back on the 4th of January.
Okay.
Okay.
And regarding lighting, you know the light bulbs for projector TVs.
Yes.
They're specially made to really blast a light long distance.
Yeah.
So if I'm interested in getting a light to a long distance, like basically I bought an old disco light, and I want to do it up.
Yeah.
Would it be a good idea to use the light bulb for a projector TV, because that is really forcing that light a long way? Like the new disco lights are LED, but you can buy LED conversion kits. But someone said use projector TV lights.
It depends on how far and how bright you want the light to
Maximum.
Because you're going to need, if you want the best effect, you're going to need at least 2 lights projected onto the disco ball, one from each side.
I'm not on about a disco ball. I'm on about it's like a light. It goes through a magnifying glass. It's like a mirror. So the light beams up and it sort of like moves around.
Yeah, they're specialist lights that go in those fittings.
Yeah, but they sell conversion kits for LEDs, but I'm thinking about a projector TV light bulb would be better. I'm not interested about energy, like saving energy. I just want that light to go as far as it will.
It's whether or not it's designed for that much power, because you might burn the actual connections.
I'll rewire the whole thing.
You rewire the whole thing. Is it metal fittings or is it plastic?
Metal.
Is there any plastic inside it?
No.
Then it should be alright with the TV one, because it's just about heat and ventilation. But the TV one will need ventilation to help keep the lamp cold.
But that is the best lamp for the job, to blast the light.
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Most ones I tend to see work on they're the £9 LED ones.
£900 LED light bulb for a projector
The
telly.
whole fitting is £900 and it does loads of things. The computer system, controlling it, the speed and everything. All controlled by computer. I used to work in Cubes in Dunstable at one point.
I've never heard of it.
Have you not?
No. What is it?
Old nightclub. Years
Oh,
ago.
okay.
Not there
Was you
anymore.
maintenance man?
Floor staff, so I used to do everything and pick up the glasses.
Yeah. I worked in a nightclub years ago. I hated it. Back in the days when everyone was smoking cigarettes.
Oh, this was just after that.
Do you want to talk about a ring main circuit, or save that for another day?
What do you need to know about it?
Well, you said to me that when you're testing a ring main circuit, it's as if you're standing in the middle of a ring, so you'll get 0.5 from every socket.
Yeah.
But if you go to one socket and the numbers start rising,
You've got your interconnection the wrong way around.
okay, so there's an interconnection in the circuit.
No, it's the interconnection where you've crossed it.
Yeah.
You've crossed it over wrong.
Okay.
So if you change the connection there over,
So
it
live.
should stay the same roughly, unless you're testing at a spur.
Okay, if it's a spur and the sockets afterwards, a radial coming off, the numbers go up.
Yeah, because of course the cable size goes down. So that's
Okay.
how you can identify the spur.
Okay. But what about where it's a ring, but someone's done that interconnection?
So if they've interconnected it, it really fucks up the readings.
So electrician has got a wire, he's got a bit of cable with 2 plugs on it, and he goes around putting the plugs in because he's trying to change the values. Is that right?
It sounds a bit weird.
Well, let's say you're in a mansion, yeah, and you're getting strange readings from the upstairs sockets.
So I wouldn't be plugging in 2 sockets. I would be trying to find the midpoint on that circuit.
Yeah.
I'd take the cover off and I'd break the circuit.
So when you take the cover off, yeah, you are going to be seeing 3 cables, because it's going to be a ring in and out, and then there's going to be the interconnection going somewhere else.
Yeah.
So if you take off the
Interconnection, you'll bring the readings back to normal.
but how do you know which one is the interconnection?
You can test it. Long lead method is the easiest. Hook up a long lead at the fuse board and then test between them.
So the long lead, you go to the 2 lives that go into the 32 amp, yeah?
Yeah.
So you'll test the long lead on one of them, and then you go, oh, that one's
That one,
and that one.
and then
This
move the
one's-
long lead across,
Yeah.
and then test that again, and you'll find out the last 2, which one the other one is going back.
Okay.
And then that last one is going to be a spur.
No continuity on that one. That's going somewhere else.
That's it.
So you disconnect it there.
And then start testing again, see if that clears the reading.
Well, you have to find the other end of that cable, ain't you?
Yes, one of the easiest ways is to turn the whole thing back on
Yeah.
and see what happens. Sometimes you find a socket suddenly stops working.
They haven't stopped working.
Okay, so that cable's got another connection somewhere, but it's still in the ring. But you should have just put that in a connector block, and if they're standardised the readings, you're safe. It's a real weird one when they put an interconnection in, because it really does fuck up the readings. And it is near impossible to find where they've broken the ring.
So if you find a socket with 3 cables in it and you process of elimination, you say this wire shouldn't be here, yeah. So you take it out, put it in a connector block, and just leave it in the back, yeah.
Yeah.
And then just leave it.
If you can find the other end of it, that'd be great. But in an old mansion, the chances of finding the other end can be slim. So as long as it's isolated and it's not live.
Yeah, but it will be live because it's going to be powered up from somewhere else.
Yeah, but what it will do is it brings the ring back to being a ring.
It is a ring, but it's just a strange wire for no reason.
Yeah.
Oh,
and you've just disconnected the weird wire.
So then you say, oh, it's a ring circuit now.
Yeah.
So I get it. I saw in electricians in the back of his van, he had a big cable with a plug on one end and a plug on the other end. I just couldn't work out why he had it.
I can't. That sounds like really weird.